I swear I was actually fiddling around with OBS for like 20 minutes straight, and I couldn't figure out as to why I couldn't get my image from my PlayStation 5 onto OBS, and that was really
I found
weird.
these for you. Which one do you want?
There
I'm
goes my
not sure
PlayStation
what you
5
want.
having a heart
Enter
attack.
the number of your
I
selection
didn't
to see
say,
more.
I
I
didn't,
couldn't find any
no,
results.
please stop it. You see what I'm talking about, man? My PlayStation's haunted. That kind of freaked me out. Anyways, as I was saying before, I was just fiddling around for like 20 minutes trying to figure out why I couldn't get an image here. All I had to do was just go to settings in system, go to like HDMI and disable, HDCP. And if you don't know what that feature is, if you have that enabled, you cannot put it towards like an open broadcaster like OBS or like 4K Elgato HD60 software to capture your in-game play. This feature allows you to play like Blu-rays and stuff like that. When you have it off, some features are not available, but still. Anyways, that's besides the point. Today, I want to talk about why I'm making a video like this and why I have my PS5 opened up like this. Now, as the PlayStation menu music starts to play nicely and calmly in the background, I want to talk about actually the subject here, and that is the news about Spider-Man getting a patch update, specifically the 1.007 patch, which adds on the VRR support and more, coming this April 25th, which is tonight, if you haven't figured that out. And it reads, so Marvel Spider-Man Remastered Update 1.007 patch notes adds VRR support and more this April 25th. And Insomnia Games has released the Marvel Spider-Man Remastered Update 1.007 today, and this is after Sony's announcement that the PS5 VRR or variable refresh rate support will be rolled out via a firmware update. Read on from Marvel Spider-Man Remastered April 25th patch notes. And these new features are 120Hz display mode together with the system. You gotta have a compatible TV that has 120Hz. Fortunately for me, both my monitor and my television actually has, my television has 240Hz capabilities, and my monitors have 144Hz on one screen, and the other one has 60Hz on the other screen, which is a 4K monitor. And it basically reduces input latency, increases frame rate, target of fidelity graphics mode to 40 FPS, whereas before in the fidelity mode for both games, and now this update applies to both Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales, you only gonna get like 30 FPS if you were playing in fidelity mode, which is 4K. Support for VRR via system settings. When 120Hz display mode is off, slightly increases dynamic resolution targets. When 120 display mode is on, the frame rate is unlocked and varies based on gameplay. Improvements to ray trace reflection quality at glancing angles in low dynamic resolution scenarios. Chances are the title updates for the games are also getting VRR support, will be rolled out this week as well. Once we know if a game gets patched, we'll be sure to let our readers know. And that's pretty much it. It's a really small update. Now, I gotta say, my Twitter feed and my Discord was certainly blowing up when I heard about these news. And I'm like, what's this update about? And without trying to sound like I was looking too deep into this, because honestly, it's not really that deep. There's a reason for this patch update, and I'm sure it was optimized. Like they were like testing it out, because I'm sure these features will be heavily available in Marvel Spider-Man 2 whenever that game comes out. I'm not saying they're doing this because they're already making like preparations to roll out Marvel Spider-Man 2 anytime soon. That game's not coming out to like probably mid to late next year. I'm saying they had to do this for a reason, and it's just amazing that Insomnia Games really cares about this game, and to this day, after almost 4 years later, they're still doing updates for a game that's already almost 4 years old. In fact, actually, it's like about 3.5 years old by now. And it's just awesome. The game is only getting better. It's much playable. I was actually wondering, should I do another live stream of Marvel Spider-Man only in fidelity mode and 40 FPS? Because I actually, every time I've actually played through the game, I've always managed to play in performance ray tracing, performance RT, which is the preferred quality in my opinion. It's the best looking. You get the ray tracing, the 4K in 60 FPS. It looks phenomenal. But without further ado, I actually just want to go ahead and test it out and see what the game's like in 4K 40 FPS. I've actually been curious. Like when I play fidelity mode, it's 30 FPS and it kind of looks kind of fidgety. It doesn't look exactly as smooth as performance ray tracing, but I really want to test it out. and the updates already happened before I even turned on the PlayStation, because I always leave it on sleep mode whenever I'm away. But yep, the software updates were actually already installed here. There's Marvel's Miles Morales and Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. So let's go ahead and test it out. Maybe, you know, play a little bit and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Spider-Man started, and we're gonna go from there. Kind of feel like I'm live streaming. I love that intro. So let's go ahead and let's get to it. We'll pick one of these random files. Like, I'll go ahead and pick like my last game file here. I have more on the PS4. I just didn't want to copy every single one of them. So we'll go to the settings right now. Oh, not that. That's the map. We'll go to settings and look for that fidelity in 4K. I believe it's in visual. See right here, it's already on. So there's performance ratios, fidelity, 30 FPS. Okay, I'm gonna apply that first, right? And then go back to settings, visual. Leave it in auto, of course. So when enable 120 Hz output is set appropriately in the system settings. The 120 Hz refresh rate of a compatible display is used to reduce input latency and enable higher frame rates. The frame rate target of the fidelity graphics mode is increased to 40 frames per second. If VRR is also enabled in the system settings, frame rates will be further increased and vary based on gameplay. So we leave it on auto as well. In the system, I already have it set to 120 Hz. That's an auto as well. So let's see what this bad boy looks like. I mean, it does look a little bit smoother, in my opinion. Like, okay, so this is it. This is with it on, right? Right here. Hold on. All right. See, that looks pretty smooth, right? All right. So let's go ahead and web swing. Oh, I saw through the window. That does look smooth. And 4K looks really crisp and sharp. Alright, you're seeing this right now, right? You see how smooth it does like appear to be? Snatching pigeons. Yeah, that does look really nice. Alright, let's go ahead and turn it off now, and just for comparison's sake to see what it looks like without it. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Yeah.
He's eating them. We've always assumed Spider-Man.
Yeah, see, there's that fidgety thing I was telling you about, where like it's a little hard on the eyes. It's not as smooth as the 40 FPS. It's amazing what a 10 FPS can make a difference. Like how much of a difference it can make, you know? Definitely looks great. I mean, 4K looks great all around, but you know, what do you call it? A 40 FPS looks just a little bit slightly better. That's just me. I think it looks phenomenal like this. I was also making another adjustment. Yep, definitely a lot better. I'm thinking about doing another replay, just in fidelity. You know? What do you guys think? Should I create another playlist? Maybe titled it Marvel Spider-Man Playthrough in Fidelity 40 FPS? Ooh, hello.
I gotta shut this convoy down. You guys drunk?
Alright, yeah, that does look really smooth. I don't think I've ever done a chase through this area. I'm pretty sure they've improved other bugs as well. Yep, they certainly did, I think. Oh, well, there's that annoying cutoff of the webs every time you're stopping a vehicle. Alright. Yep. Definitely looks beautiful. That was it? There was only 2 enemies? Alright. Well, this looks phenomenal, guys. Let's do a little wall run here.
This is Stable Control.
Maybe fall.
Observation post reporting in. All clear.
Whee! Damn, man. I love swinging in Marvel Spider-Man. I love the tornado drop too, man. Those are fun to do. Oh yeah, definitely a lot better. Yeah, I can definitely get behind this. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and like do a replay. I think we're going to do another playlist. Let's do another takedown of an enemy. Let's go ahead and take some bad guys down. I love doing this, surprising the enemies like this with the takedown, like a ground pound.
A thing of beauty.
Definitely a thing of beauty.
I got you.
All right, so we're just gonna do this and pretty much end it here, and just give my overall thoughts. Got it. So far, it looks pretty good. I like it. Oh, right. Can't mess this up. Nice. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Oh, that was a really weird camera angle.
You should go to the hospital. Get some oxygen, just in case.
All right. So it's looking pretty good. All right, so guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here. I like what I see. I mean, it doesn't feel overall too different, but I'm glad that they were able to up the FPS in Marvel Spider-Man. I mean, again, it is a bit of an older game, so it all it really needed is this patch. And overall, I'm happy with what I see. I'm not too overly impressed, but hey, was it needed? Sure, why not? I mean, it makes an older game like. It gives an older game a better experience to the player. So that was pretty much it. I mean, overall, I mean, you don't really have to think too deep into this. You don't have to look too much into it. It's not because I'm sure it's not because like they're rolling around Marvel Spider-Man 2. I mean, that game is already still in production at this time. They just want to give a better experience to the players, and that's pretty much it. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of it? Do you think there's more to this, or do you think it's just a simple patch? As you can see here from the article, it was a simple patch, at least. Until next time, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so y'all don't miss anything, and I'll see you all in the next comic panel.